This game was played in the match USSR vs Italy, and being myself a follower of the famous classical Italian chess school, I started an early attack with pawns, intending to show that even in the semi-open openings, one can create an attack in combinative style. Indeed, the classical Italian chess school is immortal. David Bronstein. Hello chess lovers, Student here, and in this video I want to share with you a brilliant attacking game which Soviet chess grandmaster David Bronstein played against Italian chess master Fiorentino Palmiotto. This game was played at 1958 Munich Chess Olympiad. Interestingly, Palmiotto obtained the title of Italian master that same year in 1958 during his honeymoon. So in this game Bronstein had white pieces and he opened up with e4, to which Palmiotto answered with d6, d4, knight f6, knight c3. Black is going for Pirc defense, g6, f4. In return, Bronstein is choosing the hyper-aggressive Austrian attack, bishop g7, knight f3, black castled kingside, e5, knight d7, and this time we see h4. On move 7 already Bronstein is making a novelty. Yes, in 1958 this was a novelty, and before this bishop c4 or bishop e3 had been played. So white is dominating in the center, but with h4 this time wants to open up the h file and target opponent's king. But here comes c5, black is starting to undermine white's center. White kept on pushing forward his h-pawn, c takes d4, queen takes d4, d takes e5. There we have it. Suddenly black managed to get rid of that massive pawn structure, and then comes e takes f4, and interestingly at this point Palmiotto offered a draw, which Bronstein politely declined. Why on earth should Bronstein accept a draw offer when he's playing with the white pieces and he's on the attacking side? Bishop takes f4, knight f6, queen h4, queen a5, knight g5. All the time white is looking for ways of activating his pieces. Bishop g4, preventing castling queenside, and at the same time black wants to strengthen his kingside further with bishop h5. Bishop d3, knight bd7. Having the knight on d7 is very useful in order to support this knight, which is covering a very essential h7 square. And Bronstein castled kingside. In his book, Bronstein points out other alternative, which starts with king d2 followed by rook h2, rook h1. A very creative approach, which seems to give white nice attacking chances. Anyways, in the game we see castling kingside. The move actually took Palmiotto by surprise. Probably the reason is that in this case the rook is leaving the h file. Bishop h5, rook e1, e5, bishop d2, queen c5 check. I have to tell you that up to this point Palmiotto was playing very accurately, but this is already a mistake. Instead playing rook ac8 or I don't know, knight g4 is better. In the game we see queen c5 check, and now let's see what's the problem with it. Bishop e3, queen c6, bishop b5. Suddenly white got a nice chance of chasing this queen all over the board and managed to activate his bishops. Queen c7, bishop e2. Already the threat can be g4. That's why black accepted the offer of exchange of bishops. Rook takes e2, rook fc8. Looks like that already Palmiotto is panicking and he's freeing the f8 square for his king. But at this point a move like queen c6 is pretty much playable. And then you can even play knight h5. To g4 you can always answer with f6. Anyways, in the game we see rook fc8. Here comes knight ce4. There we have it. This knight is the key defender of black king, and once white can get rid of it, black king will find itself in a mating net. King f8, knight takes f6, knight takes f6, and a move which just asks itself to be played. We have reached the critical position. You can try to find white's next move, but I'm sure that in a blink of a second you saw it. Yes, The winning move is rook takes f6, removing the last knight, after which there comes knight h7 check. Now if king e8, then knight takes f6 will follow. Black played king e7 and allowed white to win this bishop with a check. King e8, rook d2, taking under control the d file, and already queen g7 followed by queen f8 can be a nice threat. Here black made a desperate a5 move, and seems like that black wants to switch his rook into the defense from the 6th rank, but after the subtle queen g7 move, Palmiotto finally capitulated because there is no way out. Black king is getting checkmated. Right now queen f8 is the threat, and if queen e8, then this time queen g8 check is winning. Yes, and then queen takes f8 checkmate. By the way, instead of playing a5, if a move like, I don't know, rook d8, then let's not forget that we also have a very nice attacking dark squared bishop, which after king e7 can harass black king further from g5 square. That's why black played a5, but even this can't help black, and after queen g7 we have a resignation. By putting a heavy pressure on his opponent, Bronstein forced to make a mistake and then quickly finished him up. Although on the other hand, let's admit that up to a certain point Palmiotto was playing very accurately. Despite the fact that on move 7 Bronstein made a novelty, seems like that Palmiotto was very well aware of the lines of Pirc's defense. In the end, the chess puzzle for you, where the task is to find the winning line for white. As usual, we'll wait for your answer in the comment section. Feel free to check out the playlist of David Bronstein's games as well. We'll see you in my next video. Take care.